Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles, the band student. Welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got one of them shows that I don't even know what the hell I'm going to say. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. And be sure to hit all notifications so you don't miss a single video when we publish it and you get it as soon as it comes out. Let's get into this topic here. Now, we want to do a quick show reacting to what happened on ESPN on Undisputed. FS1's Undisputed. I don't know why I keep mixing up these two. As you guys know, Paul Pierce was one of LeBron's rivals throughout his NBA career, and he's been one of the more critical voices on LeBron, and he's publicly admitted that himself. And usually when you hear Paul Pierce talking about basketball in terms of who's the GOAT, he's always said Michael Jordan. But then something interesting happened. Just today, Paul Pierce went on Undisputed, and I saw at the bottom of the screen, you know, if LeBron wins the championship this year, is he the GOAT? So I click on the video to see what was being said, and it turns out that it was actually Paul Pierce that was making this point. And I said to myself, as a matter of fact, I went to the channel and I posted on a community section about an hour or so ago. And I said, now Paul Pierce is saying if LeBron wins the chip this year, he's the GOAT. Can these people just make up their minds already? And I was like, where is all of this even coming from? So Paul goes out there and says that. But I think what he wasn't prepared for was the fact that Skip Bayless was ready for him. And after he said that, Skip Bayless went back at him with some cold, hard facts about why he thinks he is 100% wrong. So for those of you who didn't hear what Paul Pierce had to say in Skip Bayless's rebuttal to him, I want to play it for you now and then to come back and give you guys our thoughts. Take a listen to this here.
Well, as you know, Skip, I am probably one of LeBron's biggest critic.
You are.
And I will say this will be his greatest feat. I mean, we've seen him come back from 3-1 on a 73-win Warriors team, but come on, he's 39 years old. The Lakers are in the 9th slot. No seed under, let me say what, the 6th seed Rockets in 94, 95 have won a title. So if that's the case, he's going to have two of the greatest feats ever accomplished in NBA history, which is coming back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals, which has never been done, and also a team below the 6th seed winning a championship. Now, that doesn't tell you GOAT of all GOATs, then I don't know what does, despite what Jordan has done. And then you look at the numbers across the board. He's broken every record, all-star, regular season, minutes, points. I mean, at some point, you just got to say, good Lord. What more does this guy have to do? And I'm one of those guys.
So even you would give up and give in?
I would give up and give. At that point, this is a 39-year-old. This is on the level of Tom Brady in his 40s winning Super Bowls. I mean, I'll just have to just say, forget it. You're not. I've never called him the king before. You're the king.
Wow.
You're the king.
See.
So when I look at the totality, to your point, Rachel, I give you longer, way better, because Michael really only played 13 seasons because it pretty much ended in 1998 in Chicago, right? I know he had these two sort of ceremonial seasons in Washington.
You cannot count that.
Okay.
If you get on the court and you put yourself out there, it counts.
But he took
I lived in
3
Washington
years
during
off.
DC
I know
in that time. He was there. I promise. He was in the building with me. He was on the court.
Okay, he was, but he took 3 years off at the prime of his life because they pushed his coach out the back door.
That's a decision.
Okay, and then he comes back not in great shape. The great Tim Grover wasn't able to flip that switch for him when they got to Washington, and it was kind of hard on the eyes. It was hard to watch. So I give you longer, but just because you play longer at a higher level does not make you better, because it's just hard to compete with 6 finals, 6-0, 6 MVPs. It's hard to compete with 10 scoring titles to only 1 for LeBron. It's hard to compete with Michael Jordan actually won Defensive Player of the Year.
I
okay? So it's hard to compete with a Michael Jordan who had no epic failures at all in his playoff run. There's no epic fail. And I look at LeBron against you guys in 2010. He had, listen, that game 3 in your building, that was sensational. I said, my God. And then remember what started happening in game 4, 5, and 6? It got so bad, his owner, Dan Gilbert, accused him of quitting in the series. Well, did anybody ever accuse Michael Jeffrey Jordan of quitting? Well, no, they didn't. Game 1 in overtime in 2016, and it's like I don't know. Michael has none of these taints on his legacy, and now you're just going to wipe the slate clean because the last championship he won was the bubble championship, and it felt Mickey Mouse-ish to me. It felt bubblicious. You were there, Rachel. You were trapped in that bubble also.
I would argue, and we've had this discussion before, any Title I in the bubble is more impressive to me, having been there than less, but I get it.
But several teams, starting with the Clippers, just couldn't take it. They just wanted to go home.
That's about how hard it is.
I know.
You accomplish something that's pretty much looks so unattainable. Like coming back from 3-1.
Yep.
No one's ever done that.
Okay.
Arguably the greatest team at the time.
Yep.
In history.
In history of the league, 73-win team.
Okay.
You're down 3-1. 73 wins. Think about that.
Okay.
This is equivalent to Buster Douglas beating Mike Tyson. I mean, Jesus, what are the odds of that?
I'm not sure.
This is
the Cavs were
Rockmont
Buster
beating
Douglas.
Lennox Lewis. I mean, the odds of that.
Okay, but Rachel sang the praises yesterday of Draymond and how much he means to Steph and the chemistry, the rare chemistry that they have on the floor. Obviously, he got suspended for
One game.
Okay,
You had two more games
it
at it
seemed
with
to
Draymond.
flip.
Yes.
Okay, but it flipped their script. They lost momentum and they could not get it back.
Let me ask you, Skip, what does he have to do to catch Michael? Say he plays another 4 years, can he catch Michael?
He's lost 6 finals and Michael went 6-0. Okay, like this. Listen, this is just me. After the 2011 finals, after I witnessed what I witnessed, I just said, that's over. You can't bring that back to me now because Michael had none of those. Yeah, they got swept by the Celtics. But you remember what happened in game 1? It went to overtime, but he had 63. And Larry Bird says, I think I just saw
God disguised as Michael Jordan.
God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Is there anything he can do?
Well, I don't know. Can he play 10 more years? Or I guess maybe after 10 years, I'd finally have to say, well, this is not human anymore, right?
It's already not human.
Yeah.
So you heard the exchange there. My only thing is, listen, if Paul Pierce thinks that LeBron James is the GOAT, have at it. The only thing I don't understand is why so many people in media flip-flop on this issue. You hear one person say one thing today, you hear them the next day saying a totally different. Just pick, like, what's up with all of this inconsistency? Same thing with Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett one day was saying Michael Jordan's the GOAT. The next day he's arguing for why LeBron James could be the GOAT. I'm like, bro, which one is it? Which one is it, really? Which one is it? Now, to the conversation that's being said here, Skip Bayless basically said at the end that, listen, that ship sailed for him after the 2011 finals. And as a matter of fact, someone left a comment under the post that we put on our channel where they were like, what are you telling me that there's no current players actively playing that could challenge Jordan for the greatest player of all time legacy title? And I'm like, as of now, I don't believe so. Jordan has a lot of these guys beat on multiple fronts. He has a lot of them beat on the court and a lot of them beat off the court, or all of them beat on the court and off the court. On the court, there's no one's resume that you can put up to Michael Jordan and you can say is more impressive. There's no one. There's no one. And to Skip's point, you can't point out moments where Jordan just collapsed. You can't. You can't. Right? You can't. And I'm sorry. I'm giving the guy more credit that won more chips in less tries. He didn't need 10, 11 tries. He did it every time he went. That says a lot about the guy. For God's sakes, Jordan never even went to a game 7. Are you kidding me? If that doesn't say domination, then what does? So his resume in terms of the scoring titles, the defensive teams, the defensive player of the year, the stretches he went on, the multiple three-peats, On the court, you can, and of course, the way he played, just looking at him play basketball, it's clear to see just by watching him play that this is the best player ever. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I've seen pretty much all these guys play basketball. No one moved in a way that Jordan. It was freaky. Even when Jordan jumped and it was weird. Jordan looked like he was levitating off the ground when it's freaky. There's no other player I have seen that can make me say, whoa, wait a minute, what am I watching here? So Jordan wins in every single category, with the stats, with the accomplishments, with the eye test. It's a no-brainer. And then when you come off the court, is also a no-brainer. I didn't understand what Skip Bayless said off the court. It's not even close. Jordan loses there. How does he lose off the court? He has the biggest brand in terms of basketball. His shoes outsell everybody. Everybody wears them. Even the biggest Jordan haters buy Jordans. That's number one. In terms of popularity, it ain't even close. In terms of making people interested in the game, it's not even close. So if you're telling me that LeBron took some political stances and that's what makes him better than Jordan, I 100% disagree. Because if you're saying that because of LeBron's political stances, you're telling me that I need to agree with whatever political position LeBron James takes. And therefore, that makes him better off the court than Jordan. What if I don't agree with LeBron's views? What if I don't? What if I don't? I don't really support any of these candidates, but LeBron was in these guys pushing us to vote for Hillary Clinton and all of these people. Why would that make him greater than Jordan? At least Jordan said, you make your own decision. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. You vote for whoever the hell you want to vote for. LeBron James opened a school. So what? That makes him a better but Jordan gives it the various foundations. So I'm not buying that. Those are just people doing things in their life. So just because LeBron takes a political stance here or votes with this particular party or whatever, that makes him better. I 100% disagree, because there are some incongruities in his positions off the court. You're just picking something to hold on to. I give you guys an example of this, and this is why you should never use this as an argument. You can say, okay, LeBron is a Democrat, or he says this, go support this candidate, does this and this and this and this, talks about rights and talks about black issues and the blacks this, blacks that, and blacks that, but he supports Nike. When the Daryl Morey situation happened in China, when he was like, listen, we're against this stuff happening with people being taken. LeBron he was upset that Daryl Morey even brought that up. So what happened to this righteous indignation for justice and what's right? You can get a peep out of him. Hello? Is this on the quote Rob Parker? So I don't buy into all of that. Oh, because so-and-so was politically active on that. I don't buy into it. People are just giving their views, and whatever your political leanings are, you could be pro-Trump, pro-whoever. That doesn't mean that just because you're taking a position and saying vote for this guy or vote for this person, therefore I need to say, hey, you know what, man, you're doing a much better job than Jordan because you're telling people who to vote for. No. I'm not listening to any athlete to in terms of if I'm thinking of making a decision on who I vote for. I'm not checking out to see what Jordan or this guy said or that. I'm thinking for myself. I don't need a celebrity to tell me who I need to vote for. I think I should be able to make that decision as an informed adult, as on my own. So I don't buy that. And people try to use that. Skip tried to use that, and I 100% disagree. Because if you're saying that, then that means that everything LeBron has said off the court in terms of his political views are correct. And I disagree with that 100%. No one is 100% correct on their views. These are just my thoughts. Now, of course, it's going to offend some people, whatever. It's just my opinion. I'm just giving you guys my take on it. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this topic? What do you think about the analysis we put forth today? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.